Picture this. An individual operates a 1997 Toyota sedan from a standard parking facility each weekday. The exterior demonstrates weathering. Minor damage mars the rear section. Unremarkable appearance defines the vehicle. Workplace associates make assumptions regarding his circumstances, potentially experiencing monetary constraints, conceivably positioned paycheck dependent, perhaps vulnerable to unexpected expenses creating serious difficulty. His actual situation differs substantially. The investment portfolio contains approximately 4.2 million across equity-based securities. Property ownership involves zero remaining debt. Educational financing for offspring requires no additional contribution. Professional employment represents optional choice rather than necessity. The Toyota represents deliberate preference. This narrative transcends miserliness. Rather, it communicates understanding rarely achieved by general populations. Projecting reduced financial status might constitute the most consequential economic tactic ever implemented. Empirical investigation substantiates this conclusion overwhelmingly. Those constructing actual financial security exhibit behavioral patterns dramatically divergent from those projecting financial success. Research documentation from The Millionaire Next Door establishes median automobile acquisition expenditure by wealth accumulators as approximately $31,367. Automotive investigation from Experian demonstrates that 61% of individuals compensated exceeding $250,000 operate Toyota, Honda, or Ford vehicles. Not prestige German brands, not Italian luxury manufacturers. Conventional transportation incorporating typical parking lot presence. Conversely, 8% of individuals receiving under $100,000 annually possess prestige vehicles. Automobile expenditure reaches $60,000 despite annual earnings of $50,000. The single demographic appears prosperous. The alternate demographic possesses genuine prosperity. These populations overlap minimally. Researchers Thomas Stanley and William Danko devoted extended professional careers examining millionaire populations nationwide. Findings contradicted foundational assumptions regarding wealth displaying appearance. 80% of millionaires represent initially generated prosperity. Generational inheritance played no role. Personal development created everything. 50% have inhabited unchanged residences exceeding 20 years. Pickup trucks appear more frequently than luxury German sedans. Investigation revealed millionaire concentration within ordinary and working-class residential neighborhoods, contradicting researcher expectations. Causation proves straightforward. Higher compensated salaried professionals allocate earnings toward luxury merchandise and position indicating acquisitions. Perception presentation constitutes their strategic approach. They prioritize demonstrating achievement publicly. Legitimate financial security constructors employ entirely different methodology. They comprehend that consumption-directed expenditure represents opportunity foregone from multi-decade growth multiplication. Mathematical comprehension governs these decisions. David Ramsey's analysis examining millionaire automobile preferences substantiates this observation. Primary selection, Toyota brand. Secondary selection, Honda brand. Tertiary selection, Ford brand. Prestige German manufacturers initially appear at position 6. Italian luxury manufacturers don't appear throughout the top categories. Jeff Bezos historically operated Honda vehicles. Mark Zuckerberg appeared operating the Acura brand. Google co-founder Larry Page commuted within Toyota hybrids. Warren Buffett maintains residence purchased during 1958 at acquisition expense of $31,500. These individuals possess resources for premium alternatives. Instead, they determined that prosperity demonstration expenses exceed prosperity actual expenses. The psychological basis for this determination clarifies importance. 19th century sociologist Thorstein Veblen established the visible consumption concept. Primary assertion: product acquisition transcends practical function. Rather, acquisition communicates a message. Prestige manufacturing doesn't distribute merchandise. Instead, prestige manufacturing distributes narrative. Temporal measurement device priced at $50,000 performs identically to temporal measurement device priced at $50. The $49,950 surplus purchases something divergent: social position signaling capacity. Investigation establishes that individuals conceptualizing wealth as authority and achievement demonstration document diminished monetary fulfillment. Expensive acquisition serves impression purposes for external observers, typically without comprehensive spending examination or deliberate financial preparation. The result demonstrates a troubling paradox. Prosperity appearance-seeking activity creates circumstances preventing authentic prosperity. Financially dedicated automotive acquisition represents monthly financial obligation rather than investment development. Designer merchandise acquisition represents an overlooked equity security opportunity. Position indication merchandise consistently extracts future financial security expense, quantified across decades of multiplication potential. Analysis from 2025. Empower demonstrates 62% of wealth accumulators post-million-dollar achievement persists with restricted spending, acquisition of economical merchandise, and deliberate avoidance of extravagance. Recognition exists that prosperity generation behavioral patterns remain identical to prosperity maintenance behavioral patterns. Yet visible prosperity generates complications. Invisible prosperity prevents entirely. Investigation from Javelin Research documents cyber criminals targeting 6.4% general population identity materials. This percentage escalates to 8.1% among prosperity accumulators possessing million-plus asset categories. Combined Experian and governmental investigation established prosperity-possessing Americans experience 43% elevated identity compromise probability compared to standard populations. Visible prosperity magnitude generates proportionately elevated criminal attention concentration. Prosperity accumulators encounter what investigation experts designate as sophisticated targeting. Dissimilar from mass-marketed fraudulent approaches, these constitute meticulously engineered operations extracting profiles from multimedia distribution, unauthorized data access, and publicly available knowledge. Perpetrators simulate authorized representatives, financial administrators, or family participants to acquire protected knowledge or facilitate fraudulent transactions. Fabricated identification fraud represents the fastest expanding financial criminal category throughout the nation. Perpetrators incorporate authentic and fictitious knowledge for generating apparently legitimate identification, facilitating account generation, monetary distribution, or comprehensive family economic contamination. Federal Trade Commission documentation reported Americans experienced $10.3 billion fraud-related expenses throughout 2023. Investment-specific fraud encompassed $4.6 billion through sophisticated approaches, specifically concentrating on prosperity accumulators. Prosperity appearance signals specific holdings. Modest appearance provides protective coverage. Observable prosperity generates compounding behavioral pressures. Luxury transportation operation generates presumptions regarding fine dining affordability. Prestige garment utilization generates co-worker presumptions regarding financial contribution participation. Privileged community residence generates surrounding monetary expense expectations, producing individual expectation elevation. Investigation regarding comparative social evaluation establishes position demonstration as a comparative phenomenon. Comparative measurement occurs exclusively relative to reference populations. Elevated inequality situations intensify position indication behavior. Categorical separation broadens. Comparison concentration amplifies. Behavioral investigation demonstrates prosperity earning populations, demonstrate expanded position disconnection from reduced prosperity populations. Distinct educational institutions, distinct residential locations, distinct relationship circles. Extended timeframes generate category-based compartmentalization. Standard vehicle operation preserves expanded relationship diversity. No differentiation occurs from assumed prosperity variations. No assumption develops regarding disproportionate share responsibility. No animosity develops from prosperity disparity perception. This connection obscurity provides something monetary resources cannot purchase: connection authenticity. Investigation indicates wealthy populations regularly experience paradoxical conditions: expanded dominance combined with decreased reliability. Connection evaluation becomes complicated. Individual uncertainty regarding whether connection basis involves their personality or monetary resources. Standard appearance maintained individuals accomplishing quiet prosperity circumvents this complication entirely. Relationship development centers on personality rather than monetary differences. Relationship development evaded monetary position perception filtering. The Millionaire Next Door contributors produced a classification mechanism distinguishing prosperity constructors from prosperity destructors. PAW designation: Prosperity Accumulation Practitioners. UAW designation: Under-accumulation practitioners. Classification demonstrates complete independence from earning levels. Classification demonstrates complete correlation to behavioral patterns. Individual earning $50,000 annually as facility maintenance specialist might demonstrate stronger prosperity accumulation patterns compared to professionals earning $700,000 annually. Behavioral consumption management establishes category assignment, not earning magnitude. Calculation methodology achieves simplicity. Multiply current age by pre-tax earnings. Segment outcome by 10. Result approximates appropriate prosperity quantity. 40 years old individuals earning $150,000 appropriately maintain a roughly $600,000 prosperity quantity. Individuals beneath this calculation outcome demonstrate underaccumulation, consuming earnings instead of prosperity construction. Underaccumulators experience comfortable, fashionable, commodity-rich lifestyles. Many maintain elevated educational credentials within demanding professional positions. Compound growth mathematics. Understanding operates at intellectual level. Behavioral application of compound growth mathematics never manifests. Underaccumulator spending pattern originates from investigation identified enhanced compared to reference behavior. Each acquisition represents attempted superiority signaling: superior automobile compared to workplace neighbor, superior timepiece compared to colleagues, superior vacation experience compared to family members. Investigation labels these million-dollar selections due to alternative decision scenarios producing million-dollar surplus results. Historical cigarette consumption examples illustrate mathematical impact viscerally. Individual pairing operated 3-pack daily consumption across a 46-year period. Cumulative cigarette acquisition expense surpassed residential property worth by $33,000. Alternative investment scenario would have generated a $2 million surplus portfolio. Position indication purchases demonstrate similar mathematical operation: $30,000 automobile compared to $80,000 alternative, invested across 25 years at 7% multiplication approximates $270,000 distinction. This represents genuine prosperity appearance expenditure. Behavioral programming regarding observable consumption presentation starts early, reinforces perpetually. Stanley and Danko established observation. Younger populations receive cultural messaging that prosperity-possessing populations demonstrate ostentatious consumption, and prosperity absence means consumption concealment. This programming originates everywhere. Visual media displays extravagant lifestyle portrayal. Internet distributed imagery displays selected purchase exhibitions. Commercial promotion assures acquisition will modify personality. Message consistency persists. Prosperity-possessing populations display prosperity appearance. Desire to be perceived as successful requires consumption exhibition accomplishment. This conviction demonstrates mathematical falsity. Behavioral consequences remain genuine. Individual internalizing this conviction expends complete earnings for appearance management. Financed lifestyle maintenance accomplishes prosperity signaling while eliminating actual prosperity development. Individuals achieve age 55, possessing prestige merchandise collection and insufficient retirement security reserves. Conviction rejection individuals construct prosperity quietly. Investment participation while others consume. Multiplication accumulation while others display. Individuals achieve age 55, possessing choice diversity unavailable to observable spender. Understated luxury preference represents incomplete correction from extended conspicuous consumption timeframe. Bain and Company, 2024 investigation documents prosperity-possessing populations, increasingly emphasizing durability and manufacturing excellence instead of observable consumption exhibition. Concealed prosperity has transformed into a contemporary social significance indicator. Accenture, 2024 investigation documents 52% worldwide purchaser populations favor internet influencers emphasizing practical luxury rather than aspirational surplus. Cultural perspective shifts toward restraint. Post-television program conclusion for Succession. Internet search volume for understated luxury fashion brand surged internationally. Attraction mechanism involved absence of proclaimed manufacturing signatures or obvious promotion. Rather, opposite. Prosperity recognizable exclusively to individuals possessing prosperity understanding. This modification transcends fashion cycle variation. Rather, it indicates increasing comprehension that observable prosperity generates expenses. Invisible prosperity eliminates. Modest appearance produces functional advantages across every monetary interaction scenario. Negotiation simplification occurs when exchange participants lack knowledge regarding buyer position. Automotive sales specialist Honda Civic operator divergently from prestige German operator. Maintenance contractor prices divergently depending on destination neighborhood. Warren Buffett established the principle regarding pricing imposition avoidance by maintaining prosperity obscurity. Modest appearance delivered negotiation advantage flashy consumption would have been eliminated. Professional vendors, merchandise retailers, and repair specialists modify pricing offers from perceived monetary capacity assessment. Observable prosperity invites premium pricing. Standard appearance receives standard rate pricing. Extended duration accumulation of this pricing differential aggregates substantial amounts. Observable prosperity individuals experience prosperity levy on comprehensive purchasing. Standard appearance individuals maintain standard rate application. Professional circumstance dynamics additionally benefit in visibility. Colleagues perceive colleague struggle as an ally. Management perceiving employee drive presumes employment requirement. Client populations perceiving modest position avoid fee resentment. Obvious prosperity causes relationship dynamic transformation. Colleagues question continued employment justification for already prosperous individuals. Management questions employment commitment. Clients presume excessive fee demand. Quietly prosperous professionals maintain employment appearance while maintaining non-requirement security. This constitutes an extraordinary strategic position. Risk assumption becomes possible for non-desperate individuals. Negotiation strength with non-need appearance becomes available. Wealth invisibility produces family dynamic improvement. The Millionaire Next Door investigation documented negative statistical correlation between offspring monetary receipt and offspring prosperity generation. Expanded parental monetary distribution correlates with diminished offspring monetary development. Offspring funding produces subliminal parental message regarding offspring insufficiency for independent success. Offspring fails distinguishing between personally generated prosperity and gift-received prosperity. Offspring perceive greater than actual personal productivity, producing negative consumption patterns. Observable prosperity parents encounter perpetual support request experiences. Offspring anticipate inheritance rather than independent prosperity foundation development. Extended family members generate resentment or expectation from observable inequality perception. Standard appearance maintaining quietly prosperous parents direct financial support strategically instead of pressure responsive. Offspring develop independence patterns from safety net unawareness. Family relationships avoid visible monetary inequality complication. Invisible prosperity psychological advantage demonstrates quantification, difficulty, yet resistance to overlooking. Investigation regarding hedonic adaptation demonstrates wealth increase creates temporary happiness elevation, yet baseline position returns. Prestige automobile produces excitement sensation for a short interval, subsequently becoming normalized. Expensive timepiece impresses briefly, subsequently becomes attention invisible. Each observable purchase delivers decreasing emotional return while permanently reducing monetary capital. Invisible prosperity operates through different mechanism. Expanding net prosperity produces constant security sensation resisting normalization. Individuals understand emergency management capability. Individuals understand circumstance departure possibilities. Individuals understand future security guarantee. This foundation security influences comprehensive decisions. Fear reduction influences decisions. Transaction minimization in relationships occurs. Financial concern interruption to sleep patterns decreases. Observable prosperity people encounter perpetual display maintenance requirements. Yearly consumption additions signal continued success maintenance. Advancement mechanism never halts. Invisible prosperity people experience zero such pressure. Display competition entirely eliminated. Personal identity avoids commodity dependence. Extended duration multiplication effects generate progressively expanding distinction. Individual earning $200,000 annually preserving 25% accumulates $50,000 yearly previous to investment returns. 25-year duration at 7% multiplication generates approximately $3,400,000. Identical $200,000 earning individual preserving 5% throughout surplus commodity consumption accumulates $10,000 yearly. Identical multiplication duration and rate generates approximately $680,000. Initially described individuals appear standard prosperity. Subsequently described individuals appear prosperous. Initially described individuals achieve actual prosperity. Subsequently described individuals experience financial fragility. 25-year completion reveals initially described individuals accumulate 5 multiple of subsequently described individuals' net prosperity. Initially described individuals possess choice varieties. Subsequently described individuals cannot conceive. Initially described individuals maintain security experience. Subsequently described individuals will never know. Subsequently described individuals maintain favorable merchandise acquisition memories. Subsequently described individuals maintain prestige merchandise wardrobe. Subsequently described individuals maintain premium experience narratives, both executed selections. Singular selection accomplishes mathematical multiplication. Millionaire next door approach constitutes fundamental perspective transformation regarding authentic prosperity definition. Prosperity definition, non-acquisition necessity. Prosperity definition, monetary resource preserved non-spending through freedom creation. Prosperity definition, non-possession of acquired objects. Prosperity definition, monetarily purchased freedom from spending pressure. A humble appearance vehicle in that parking situation indicates something co-workers cannot comprehend. It represents multiplication priority versus approval priority. It represents security establishment versus position demonstration. Individual co-workers observing an aged vehicle with feeling of superiority represent identical demographic continuing employment requirement until age 70 due to non-option existence. Vehicle operators could terminate employment participation at any moment. Modest appearance constitutes strategic advantage, generating lifetime benefits across comprehensive existence dimensions. It provides criminal protection from prosperity visibility targeting. It preserves relationships from monetary value distortion. It maintains transaction negotiation power through comprehensive exchanges. It preserves offspring self-reliance, motivation to construct prosperity independently. It delivers security sensation without mood normalization occurrence. It generates financial capital multiplication without consumption pressure generation. Sacrifice requirement proves negligible. Certain populations will presume reduced prosperity possession. Certain populations will underestimate achievement level. These represent advantages, not complications. Initial intention never involved external population impression. Initial intention consistently emphasized independence construction. Prosperity accumulating individuals utilizing Toyota brand comprehend something general populations never achieve understanding regarding. Prosperity definition, concealment extent, not demonstration extent. The vehicle in that parking position indicates decades duration multiplication construction. It indicates security knowledge inaccessible to neighbors. It indicates independence disguised as commonplace appearance. Individual apparently wealthy but financially fragile subsequently experiences appearance poverty and financial poverty. Acquisition of worse circumstance collection, monetary fragility plus display maintenance exhaustion. Individual apparently modest but financially prosperous possesses circumstance collection optimal. Independence and contentment without vulnerability exposure. This pathway selection determines monetary outcome trajectory beyond earning level importance. This pathway selection remains available presently for selection implementation.